Hello and thanks for joining me, your sports pilot James Blue, on another exciting episode of Sport Vibe on DNT, where we'll bring you exciting and latest sport happenings across the world of sport every Tuesday. This week will be an exception, so I would implore you to please stay tuned because we'll be right back shortly after this break. Welcome back. It's a beautiful Tuesday where we bring you exciting sport happenings across the world of sports. Particularly, we'll be talking football, as we know that the football game has been full of a lot of dramas in the Premier League, in the Italian Serie A, and the Super Cups across the world of football. And starting from the Premier League, we talk about West Ham, who has decided to part way with their former manager. We talk about Lopetegui and has appointed Graham Potter as their new manager. You know, the Premier League has been with so many shakeups, particularly talking about the sacking and hiring of new managers to salvage the season for various clubs in the Premier League. West Ham joined the list of the team that has sacked their manager, appointing Graham Potter, who faced Aston Villa during the weekend in the FA Cup, faced his first defeat as the manager of West Ham. And this time around, Graham Potter, West Ham side, will be facing Fulham in the Premier League. Will he be able to get his first win against Fulham? Graham Potter, the former manager of Brighton and Hove Albion and managed Chelsea, now managing West Ham. He has so many points to prove in the world of football, particularly in the Premier League. And also, still talking about the Premier League, we talk about Everton after sacking Sean Dyche as Real United with David Moyes, the former manager of West Ham United. Quite an interesting twist in the Premier League, where we are seeing him reuniting with Everton after 13 years of being out with the team. You remember that he was the successor of Sir Alex Ferguson in the Manchester after Sir Alex Ferguson left Manchester United. Now reuniting with Everton, will he be able to make the difference with Everton Football Club, as Everton will be playing another match against Aston Villa? Will Aston Villa be able to do the double against West Ham and Everton? Remember that the Unai Emery side are also struggling to win games and have a couple of runs in the world of football. Will Everton be able to get their first win under the man that they know so well? When we talk about David Moyes, the former manager of West Ham United. And also interesting one, talking about the game of football, we travel down to the Italian Serie A. You remember that the Super Cup of the Italian Serie A was won by AC Milan, defeated Inter Milan after coming back from behind during the week, and that makes it the 8th Super Italian that AC Milan has won in the history of the club. And back to the club football, let's talk about the Carabao Cup and interesting features that took place during the week. You remember that Arsenal Football Club were defeated by Newcastle 2-0. Newcastle, a club in form, and we also saw Isiak scoring in that particular one, and a giveaway goal to Golden, who converted to make it 2-0 against Arsenal. And Newcastle are one step into the Carabao Cup finals. And also remember that Liverpool, who has been in flying form, faced Tottenham Hotspur, but they were defeated by Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham Hotspur handed Liverpool their first defeat in 24 games in all competitions. It was a shocking one, as everyone will be thinking that Liverpool would bounce back after the draw against Manchester United to win in the Carabao Cup semi-finals, but Tottenham Hotspur were able to get that win, and this seals it ahead of the second leg of the Carabao Cup that we'll be seeing. And will Liverpool be making it into the finals of the Carabao Cup, or will Tottenham be setting up the finals against Newcastle at the finals of the Carabao Cup? And talking about Liverpool, who are back to their winning ways after winning their FA Cup tie in the weekend. This is an interesting one for them as they will be facing the only team that has defeated them in the Premier League this season. This week they'll be facing Nottingham Forest, and Nottingham Forest, as we all know, are in incredible form. They are sitting in the third position with the same points with Arsenal Football Club. Will Nottingham Forest be able to do double against the onslaught side Liverpool, who are in flying form? And you remember that Nottingham Forest, in a long while since the year 1959, are in incredible form, having accumulated 40 points after playing 20 matches in the Premier League this season. Will they be able to extend that and go to the second position in the Premier League if they are able to defeat Liverpool? Quickly, let's go on a very short break, and when we're right back, we continue from where we stopped.
JK Royal Signatures, a blend of African fabric.
Welcome back, and we're still talking football. Continuing from where we stopped, we talk about the blockbuster, talking about the El Clasico between Real Madrid and Barcelona at the Spanish Super Cup. You remember that it was a blockbuster between them. You remember that before now, the El Clasico match that was played between Real Madrid and Barcelona ended in favor of Barcelona, where Barcelona defeated Real Madrid 4-0. Everyone would have been thinking that Real Madrid would be able to win the Spanish Super Cup, being able to score the first goal in that particular encounter, but we see Barcelona coming down from behind to get the win in the Super Cup. It's quite a devastating one for Real Madrid, who are good in playing finals, but the Hansi Flick side didn't give up without a fight, showing an incredible fight, and were able to win the Super Cup with 5-2 in their favor, and were able to win the record of 15 Spanish Super Cup for Barcelona. It was an interesting one. You know that before the game, Barcelona has been able to win 14 Super Cups, while Real Madrid has 13. They were hoping to level things up with Barcelona, but Barcelona yet again showing their dominance against Real Madrid at the El Clasico. That didn't look like a final. It was a devastating one for Real Madrid, suffering 5-2 after taking the lead in the Super Cup in Saudi Arabia. It's an interesting weekend that we had in the world of football as we talk about Manchester United and Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal Football Club suffered a defeat to Manchester United causing a penalty kick in the FA Cup draw. It's going to be an interesting one to see yet again, as Manchester United will be taking on Leicester City in the next round of the FA Cup. But let's give you some details about the Arsenal-Manchester United game. Remember that Manchester United were the first one to score the first goal in the fight between them and Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal got the equalizer after Dalot was shown the red card, but Manchester United with 10 men were able to get the win that they deserve against Arsenal Football Club to proceed to the next round of the competition. Like I said, they'll be facing another Premier League side, Leicester City, in that particular competition. Will Manchester United be able to defeat Leicester City and continue with the tie? In fact, they are one of the Premier League side that will be facing another Premier League side in the world of football, particularly in the FA Cup ties. You remember that Chelsea Football Club faced the team from the League 2 and they were able to dominate, winning 5-0. Manchester City were also able to win 8-0 in the FA Cup tie. Liverpool got a win 4-0, and Manchester United, facing the Premier League side against Arsenal Football Club, were able to proceed to the next round of the competition. Quite an interesting one for Ruben Amorim's side after getting a draw at Anfield Stadium, another draw at the FA Cup. This means that they are back to salvage their season in the Premier League, as they'll be taking on Southampton, the struggling side in the Premier League, in their next match. Arsenal Football Club having suffered another defeat at the FA Cup after suffering a defeat at the Carabao Cup, are sitting in the second position, and they'll be facing Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League. Will their suffering continue in the year 2025, or will they be able to surpass Tottenham Hotspur, who are in current good form, defeating Liverpool and getting a win in their FA Cup tie? Let's see if that's going to be the case for Arsenal Football Club and Tottenham, as they'll be facing each other in the Premier League, and Liverpool facing Nottingham Forest during the week in the world of football. Remember that Napoli are back to the top of the Serie A table, and Atletico Madrid are also at the top of the Spanish La Liga, as Bayern Munich continues to top the Bundesliga title. And this is going to be the length at which we'll be going on this week's episode of Sport Vibe on DNT Work. For more news and sports stories, follow us across our various social media handles at Sport Vibe on DNT Work. Remain safe, be a law-abiding citizen, and enjoy your week. Thank you.